St. Louis Cardinals were the first team to score 35 points against the New York Giants this year and still lose a football game. O.J. Anderson's 8-yard touchdown run against Atlanta last week was his only carry of the day due to a sprained knee. And when O.J. is down, the Cardinals go up. Jim Hart, the native Texan Pat Tilley, the leading receiver in the NFC. This one covered 50 yards, but not enough, as Atlanta won it in overtime. The other team to score 35 against New York and lose, the Dallas Cowboys, last week. 6 of those points provided by a perfectly executed middle screen to fullback Ron Springs, who took it 58 yards for a touchdown. But it all came crashing down on quarterback Danny White as he threw his 5th interception of the day with only 19 seconds left to play in the game, and the Cowboys in position for a tying field goal. A devastating loss for Dallas puts them 2 games behind the Philadelphia Eagles. One of pro football's closest fought rivalries, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys, renewed once again on a chilled, rain-drenched afternoon at Texas Stadium. Hi, everybody. I'm Frank Lieber along with Roger Staubach. Now I know why you retired. Days like this.
Well, it's not a beautiful day, Frank. There's no wind in Texas Stadium, so the weather shouldn't play a major role.
Little quarterback roundtable. What about the effect of the field, the wetness on the quarterback?
Well, as a quarterback, I think the offense, your receivers have an advantage. They know where they're going. They know what the play is. The defense, they're tentative, especially the defensive backs. I asked Jim Hart about the same situation.
I think the receivers have the advantage, knowing where they're going to go. They can pat their feet a little bit. The defenders always have to worry about that deep pass, and if they're back worrying about that, then our guys have a little bit more time to gather their feet and make that break. So I think the receivers have the definite advantage on a slippery field.
Danny White, of course, threw 5 interceptions last week. Missed all of practice last week. Had a bad shoulder. Is it better this week?
Shoulder's 100% better. There's still a little bit of pain in there and all that, but I've been able to work all week in practice, not missing practice time, and it feels a whole lot better today than it did last Sunday.
How about the weather, the wet field and the rain?
Well, we'll just have to see. Hopefully, you know, it can help the passing game, it can hurt the passing game, depending on what kind of footing the receivers have. We're used to this field. I think that'll help our receivers because they know what to expect, and the defensive backs, of course, don't. So, in a way, it could help the passing game as long as we can keep a dry ball in the game.
We're ready for the opening kickoff here at Texas Stadium. Neil O'Donohue, the St. Louis Cardinals, advancing on the ball. Spinning kick coming down at the 10-yard line. Fielded and fumbled by James Jones at the 5. Back to the 10. Cowboy rookie to the 15, 20. Jones to the 25. Outside to the 30 and run out of bounds in front of the Cardinal bench at the 32-yard line. Almost a disastrous start for the Cowboys, but they turned out in pretty good shape with a fine run back from their rookie, number 3 draft choice, James Jones from Mississippi State. 42 degrees at kickoff time. The wind out of the north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And a light rain continues to fall as you look at the Cowboy offense. No changes there whatsoever. First and 10, Dallas ball at the 32-yard line. Billy Joe Dupree in motion across the backfield. A handoff to Tony Dorsett. And you're going to be seeing a lot of that slipping and sliding, though the field was covered by a tarp most of the morning, just prior to warm-ups. Obviously, they got a little leakage in that tarp, Roger.
How they do, and it has drizzled a little bit since the tarp came off. You know, Frank, the play we just saw, Lee Nelson is finding a home there in that Cardinal secondary at strong safety. He's played cornerback, but the last few weeks he's played strong safety. He's done a good job against the run, and of course he plays the pass well since he was a cornerback at one time.
Second down, no gain on the first play from scrimmage. Cowboys ball at their 32-yard line. Cardinals have some real injury problems among their linebackers we'll talk about as Dorsett dances around, gets just a yard or two. Steve Niels is out of the ball game. Tim Carney was not expected to play, so you're thinking they might go to the 4-man front they showed in the overtime last week against Atlanta.
There's a good chance they'll go to the 4-man front. They'd bring in Curtis Greer would come in and probably move Pollard to tackle, but right now they're going with the 3-man front, 4 linebackers, and as we see right here, Roy Green comes in the game, and also Gerard Williams on third down situation. So they're staying with their normal stuff, but they're looking at those linebackers to see if they can keep them healthy.
Third down and 8. Cowboys in the shotgun. Ball is at the Dallas 34-yard line.
Comes a blitz.
Danny White in trouble behind the line and torn down at the 15-yard line. Lee Nelson, number 38, broke through there. Cardinals probably blitz more than any team in the NFL, better than 40% of the time.
Well, this is an unusual blitz. You got Calvin Favreau, number 59, is coming up the middle. Danny sees him, but Lee Nelson's got the agility and the quickness to stop Danny from getting outside. He's on a safety blitz, a strong safety. So they brought their linebacker and a strong safety.
4th down. White back to do the punting, standing on the 4-yard line. Cardinals peel back. They're playing return all the way. Good kick. And Roy Green at the 40-yard line of St. Louis, back to the 45 and stopped just shy of midfield. Kurt Peterson, number 65, in on the tackle. Cowboy rookie from the University of Missouri. The officials will spot the ball at the 48-yard line in St. Louis end of the field. Excellent field position for the Cardinals on their first offensive possession of the afternoon. Jim Hart, of course, leading the way. Otis Anderson and Wayne Morris, the running backs, have to watch Anderson, see how much of an effect that sprained knee last week will have on him. He missed better than half the football game against Atlanta. And they give him a test, and Anderson breaks into the clear at the 40. Aaron Mitchell misses him at the 10. Anderson is gone to the first play from scrimmage.
Well, I'll tell you, he exploded through that middle, and once he got through the middle, Aaron Mitchell had a good shot at him. Aaron Mitchell had probably a little bit of an angle, but you saw some speed, you saw some strength getting through the middle, and of course he ran away from a cornerback in Aaron Mitchell. It showed all his qualities right up the middle. Now watch the explosion. Right here he sees the opening. There's daylight. He gets through that daylight before Dennis Thurman, number 32, can recover. Bob Bruning can't recover. Now Aaron Mitchell's got an angle, but he shows some more speed there, and he's gone. Benny Barnes takes a last run at him, but Otis Anderson's in the end zone for 6 points, and it's 7 now.
Neil O'Donoghue tacking on the extra point for the St. Louis Cardinals. 1 play, 1 touchdown. Well, the Cardinals said they wanted revenge for the defeat handed them by the Cowboys last week. And they start fast, but keep in mind they did the very same thing against Atlanta last week, rolling out to a 24-6 halftime lead and then couldn't hang on.
If you're into import pickups, check out Courier. Check out mileage. Check it out against competition. Check out options. Check out the fun. Check out payload. Check out engines for great gas mileage in one tough truck. Check out Ford Courier.
For whatever you need, take the first step, the Bell System Yellow Pages.
For supplies to build this nursery, for all the furniture you see, I took the very first step.
For this wallpaper so nice and sweet, and wool to knit booties for her feet, we took the very first step.
The first step puts you steps ahead, saves time, money, energy. So let your fingers do the walking.
It's the very first step, the first step.
Lanky Neil O'Donoghue, world's tallest field goal kicker and kickoff man at 6 feet 5 inches. Kicking off for the second time in the space of a couple of minutes. Jones at the 10, 15, 20. Oh, fumble, loose football at the 24-yard line, recovered by the Cowboys. That could have been a very, very costly fumble.
I tell you, Frank, you got to keep your eye on this number 40, Randy Love. He's a dynamo on that special team. He's a fine running back, but he's used primarily in the specialty teams, and again, he made a fine play there.
A couple of weeks ago, he was in on every specialty team tackle.
Recovered a fumble, and he was in on most of the tackles, and from the St. Louis people, it's week in and week out he does the same thing, and here today he's already started his move on the specialty teams.
1st and 10. Cowboys with the football at their 24-yard line. Their second offensive possession of the afternoon. The game is just 2.5 minutes old. Danny White hitting Tony Hill for the first down at the 39-yard line. You say they did bring on the four-man line?
They do have the four-man line in, Frank. Cardinals
are really beat up in the linebacking positions. first down. Pick up a 15 yards on the play. The Cowboys' first down of the ball game at their 39-yard line. Roger Worley made the stop for the St. Louis Cardinals. Newhouse and Dorsett in the backfield. A handoff. Tony Dorsett trying to get outside. Does so to the 40, 45, 50, and out of bounds in St. Louis territory at the 47-yard line. Another first down for the Dallas Cowboys. Another thing we asked Danny White before the game was what he thought of that loss against the New York Giants last week. That's about that's about all he had to say.
Well, that summarizes that loss up real quick.
1st and 10, second first down in a row. Cowboys with the ball at the 47-yard line. Wait, this thing is starting out. It's going to be another wide open offensive game, wet field and all. Drew Pearson wide to the right side. Tony Hill, the intended receiver. Worley over there with him. He and Worley have a little thing going as a result of Hill's touchdown catch, which won the game up in St. Louis a couple of weeks ago.
Well, you can probably thank Mark Arneson for that throw. White had to rush that pass a little bit. Mark Arneson was the linebacker coming in, and good pressure on the quarterback. And that's what St. Louis wants to do today. They want to stop the run. They're a little bit worried about that using the 4-man front. They're used to a 3-man front, but it puts more pressure on the passer. And if they blitz a linebacker, it's good pass defense if they can stop the run.
2nd and 10 from the St. Louis 47. Nice fake by White. Looking long, goes way long. Downfield intended for Hill, and he can't find it. Tony Hill double covered down to the 5-yard line. Nelson was back there, and so was Ken Stone defending. That'll set up a 3rd down and 10. Keep in mind, Drew Pearson can eclipse a Cowboy record today. Pearson, the Cowboys' great receiver, needs 3 catches to become the all-time leading receiver, surpassing Bob Hayes' old mark. 3rd and 10. Dallas ball at the St. Louis Cardinal 47-yard line. Still early in the game. Cardinals have lost the last 5 games in a row to the Cowboys, and 7 of the last 8 times that these two teams have played. From the shotgun. Good protection for White, and the pass is tipped. Incomplete. Pretty good pressure by that Cardinal front 4.
They did a good job that time. They didn't blitz anybody. They just brought all 4 men in, but White still had some time here. It's just that someone got their hand up and knocked the ball down, but he had enough time to get rid of the football.
Pass was blocked in the middle of the line, so Danny White will be back to punt for the 2nd time in the football game. 4th and 10. White standing back in his 36-yard line, awaiting the snap from his center, Tom Rafferty. 11 minutes, 27 seconds left in the opening period. Cardinals lead at 7-0. Angling for the near sideline. Green back in the 5, lets it bounce, and on into the end zone for the touchback. So the Cardinals will take over 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line. Last time the Cardinals beat the Cowboys was here at Texas Stadium back in 1977 by a score of 24-17. But they've got a jump this afternoon as a result of the 52-yard touchdown run by Otis Anderson on the Cardinals' very first play from scrimmage. Back with more from Texas Stadium in just a moment.
Excuse me. I'm not the same crazy coach who used to storm around the sidelines yelling at the officials. I've learned to relax, and I drink light beer from Miller. Do you know that Light's got 1/3 less calories than a regular beer? And listen to this. Light doesn't fill me up. Besides that, Light tastes fantastic. Oh, sure, there are a lot of other beers around, and you can drink any one you want. But let me tell you this.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
As I was saying, I don't care what anybody else...
I do the Continental to ensure my accidental.
We do the Continental to ensure our residential.
I do the Continental to ensure my developmental. They can insure all I have to insure.
I do the Continental to ensure my instrumental.
I do the Continental to ensure my Continental.
Join the over 4 million satisfied Continental insurance policyholders.
Do the Continental.
Next Saturday, the WBA Junior Welterweight Championship live. Aaron Pryor defends against Tough Gaten Hart. Next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Frank Lieber along with Roger Staubach at Texas Stadium this afternoon. Cardinals 7, Cowboys nothing. St. Louis with the football, 1st and 10 from their 20. This is their second. Offensive play, Mel Gray to the left side. Tilley is wide to the right. Gray covered by Aaron Mitchell. And Tilley over there by Benny Barnes. As Hart gives it to Otis Anderson. And Anderson stopped after a pickup of 2, maybe 3 yards in the play. It'll be 2nd down, 7. Wait, Jim told us before the game that Steve Little has been moved from St. Louis to his hometown in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Yeah, Steve is sure watching this game, and as we said before a few weeks ago, everybody's sure thinking about him and pulling for him.
2nd and 7. Hart, good protection. Blocked by Too Tall Jones and almost intercepted by Harvey Martin.
Well, Ed Jones is probably has a Cowboy record already for passes knocked down at the line of scrimmage. He's been knocking them down each and every game. He's probably averaged 1 a game. There's a good play action fake right there. Hart's going down the sidelines. And right there is the ball, of course, knocked down. Almost well, Harvey didn't get over there, but Ed Jones spoiled that play.
Pretty good confrontation there between Too Tall Jones and Dan Deerdorf, the all-pro tackle of the St. Louis Cardinals. 3rd down, 7. That's good for the 1st down at the 32-yard line. Pat Tilley gathers in the pass, the leading receiver in the NFC. We talked to Deerdorf prior to the game about facing off against Too Tall Jones.
Well, Too Tall and I are no strangers to each other. We've gone to war probably a dozen times over the last 6 or 7 years, and I think Ed's playing better now than he's ever played. I think maybe in that year off when he went boxing that maybe he realized how much he really enjoyed a game of football. And I'll be real honest, I think he's playing with an enthusiasm, with a hustle that he never played with in the past, and I'm happy for him. He's that great a talent you hate to see lie dormant. He's playing super.
That's Mel Gray, and that's another 6 points for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, I'll tell you, St. Louis can hit them quick and they can hit them fast, and they've got the 2 people that can do it, and Gray and Anderson. They've done it today, right and left. And Hart faked to his left. He pumped over to the left and came back to the right side, and Gray had a good route on. He split the safety and the cornerback. Watch this. Watch this look over to the left right here. When he looks over there, now he's got the safety reacting that way, and then he drills it back to the right and gives him enough time. Of course, Benny Barnes is off of him, but see, there's no safety to come back over here. That fake probably would have let Dennis Thurman make a tackle back at midfield, but Hart did an excellent job, and of course, Gray split the middle, and with his speed, it's tough to catch him.
Neil O'Donoghue to try the extra point as the Cardinals have struck like lightning. Here in the first period of play, the kick is good, and St. Louis has jumped out to a 14-0 lead on a 52-yard run up the middle by O.J. Anderson, and the 69-yard pass run from Hart to Mel Gray.
Baby me, baby. Baby me, baby.
Mister, to baby your skin's gotta be smooth. Rise Baby Face Shave Cream, the only lather with our exclusive baby oil formula. Rise Baby Face babies your face, so it doesn't just shave you close. It leaves your skin feeling smooth up close.
Baby me, baby.
Rise Baby Face with baby oil. Shave so close your face feels smooth up close.
Baby me, baby.
Finally, there's a fuel-efficient, mid-sized car whose luxury feels more like a full-sized car. Introducing the Cougar 4-door from Lincoln Mercury. 4 doors is one thing, but a Cougar is another.
Monday at
crusty old prospector flips for Flo.
Makes me feel like the last drumstick at a boarding house lunch.
Can Flo handle him?
He's not gonna dance around here naked, is he?
Find out Monday.
There's the book of the St. Louis second touchdown drive as O'Donohue kicks off to James Jones. Jones from the 7 up to the 15, trying to get outside. Gets across the 20 out to the 21-yard line. Cowboys, of course, come into this game with a 7-3 record. St. Louis is 3-7. So you figure it'd be tough, certainly, for the Cardinals to get up for this football game. We put that question to Dan Deerdorf.
No, I don't think so. I think if you look at our record, 3-7, that we're playing for pride, and I think that's the easiest thing in the world to muster up is pride. And we're not going to go belly up, and we're not going to roll over and die. This club has never done that, regardless of whether we're up or whether we're down. And I'm proud of my teammates for that fact.
And they certainly haven't done it so far this afternoon. They lead 14-0. Danny White pass block, tipped in the air and knocked down by number 75, Curtis Greer, the rookie defensive end from Michigan. It's 2 the Cardinals have blocked on White.
Well, White that time had a play action fake into the line, and then he revved up and threw the down and in pass, but Greer saw the play action and reacted quick enough to knock the ball down. Excellent play by Greer.
White is 1 out of 5 for 15 yards for openers here in the first period, which has 9 minutes and 29 seconds remaining. Second down, 10. Dorsett got by the front 4 and into the secondary, was stopped close to the 30-yard line, very close to the yardage needed for the first down. Looks like he's a yard maybe too short.
Well, Dorsett's exploding in there. He was exploding last week against New York, and once he got into that secondary, he was really moving, and there was a chance right there to break one. Of course, he got 9 yards and almost broke it.
It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Cowboys at their 29, trailing 14-0 here in the opening period. Robert Newhouse for the first down, and a lot more as he drags several tacklers out beyond the 40-yard line. Ken Stone, number 23, finally making the stop. That's the Newhouse of old.
Yes, that was a misdirection play. It looked like they were coming off the right side. Newhouse countered right, broke back left, and of course he had the St. Louis defensive line angling. Watch this. See, the fake is to this side, and then Newhouse counters back the other way. The defensive line is angling, and he breaks the seam. Does a good job.
1st and 10. White under pressure over the middle. Tony Hill. Hill caught the ball at the 45 and then pedaled back close to midfield. Finally wound up being down at the 48-yard line of St. Louis. And again, that's very close to the first down marker and is another Dallas first down. Hill over the 40 mark in receptions thus far this year. This telecast is presented by authority at the NFL. It's intended for the private use of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dallas Cowboys and the National Football League is prohibited. 1st and 10, Cowboys at the 47-yard line of St. Louis. Newhouse down to the 40. Roger Worley, number 22, back there along with Calvin Fabron, number 59.
Hit by Roger Worley. 2nd down.
That'll set up a 2nd and 4. Cardinals return home next week to take on Kansas City. Cowboys start a 3-game home string with this ball game. They take on the Redskins and then the Seattle Seahawks on Thanksgiving. Ball is at the St. Louis 41. Dorsett. Curtis Greer catching Dorsett at about the line of scrimmage. So Dallas looking at a 3rd and 3.
Now Mark Arneson pressured that play real well too, Frank. He made the initial pressure in there that caused Dorsett to cut back inside and give Greer a chance. Arneson's an excellent linebacker. Mark's been playing that position for a long time in St. Louis, and he's probably the healthiest linebacker they have right now, and he's got his bumps and bruises this year also.
Cardinals held Dorsett to just 26 yards rushing in the first game this year. He's already got 23 here in the first period. Third down 4. Danny White, all kinds of time. Jankowski pressuring him out of the pocket. Now he's going to run, picks up the first down, and goes out of bounds at the 34.
Well, that's an excellent scramble by Danny White. He couldn't find anything. They were looking for 3 or 4 yards. The receivers are well covered. When he drops back right here, he's looking for that quick first down. You notice he's hopping back, so he really had a short drop to look for the first down, and Jankowski had the only chance to get him. Once he got around Jankowski, he saw the first down and headed for the out of bounds, and Favrone was close behind.
You got to feel like you're on roller skates out there with this slippery turf, don't you?
It's a factor if you have to cut sharp.
First and 10, nose of the ball just inside the St. Louis 35-yard line. 5 minutes, 55 seconds left to play in the opening period. It's Doug Cosby in motion. Dorsett going to throw the option, and does. Battle in the end zone. Drew Pearson looking for the interference flag, but there was none. Double covered. Ken Stone was down there, number 23, and Carl Allen, number 27. You think it should have been interference?
I couldn't see any interference. They had both officials down there. Were right on the play. Here we can see on the replay. Well, Drew, of course, didn't like the call. Here we'll see it better. Here, Dorsett is throwing his play action. Both defenders are down there. There's a bump right there. Yes, I can see what he was complaining about. Stone looked like he bumped him before the ball got there.
Second and 10. Some of the fans still booing here at Texas Stadium. White off to Dorsett, shoestring catch, breaks a tackle, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 17-yard line. That may be Dorsett's finest run of the year, all things considered.
It probably was one of his finest runs, but it also was probably one of the finest catches that Dorsett's made. It's an excellent catch. That ball was right around the shoestrings. It's a screen pass all the way. White's looking downfield, and then he drops it off. He's got a guard. He's got Rafferty out in front of him. He's got Fitzgerald. Gets away, breaks it downfield, breaks a couple tackles there, and does an excellent job. Ken Stone missed it, and finally he's brought down by 59. I guess that's Favrone that brings it down.
First and 10, Dallas at the 19-yard line. White over the middle for Drew Pearson, knocked down at the 5. Roger Worley reaching in front of Pearson and slapping the ball away. And Pearson appears to be a little upset after 2 calls that went against him.
Here's the pass again to Danny White. Now Roger Worley looks like he might have got the left arm behind his back when he knocked it down with the right one. I'm sure that's what Drew was complaining about. That's good defense right there. Good play by Worley.
Third down. Make it second down and 10. Pardon me. Ball still at the 19-yard line of the St. Louis Cardinals. 4 minutes, 51 seconds left in the opening period, and the Cardinals have shot the Cowboys, jumping out to a 14-0 lead. Pearson to the right side, Hill to the left. Dorsett and Newhouse in the backfield. Dorsett gets 2 to the 17-yard line, and that's about it.
You know, Dallas gets inside the 20 here, Frank. It's a whole new offense, and most teams are the same, I'm sure. They're bringing in Preston, Pearson, and also Butch Johnson on third down, which is their third down offense. But once you get inside the 20, of course, the defense has the end zone to protect him against the deep pass. So you almost have a new type of offense to throw at a team, and it's based on the tendencies. Teams like to blitz more down here, and they keep their safeties. They don't have a safety back so deep because they don't have to worry about the deep pass. So you got different types of routes.
Third down. Cowboys need 9 for the first down. From the shotgun, St. Louis 19 over the middle. Touchdown! Preston Pearson. Well, you've seen a few of those before from ground level.
I tell you, that's vintage Pearson. He's made a lot of plays where he's stretched out, and he's stretched out all the way. The ball's out in front of him, and he just stretches out and makes a heck of a play. White's got plenty of time. St. Louis is not pressuring him much with that 4-man rush right now. They'll probably go back to the blitz. But here's the pass. It's out in front. Preston stretches out all the way. Look at that. Now that's nice. Excellent play. Right around Calvin Favrone. Preston Pearson does it again, and he's been hurt the last few weeks, and he was activated for this game.
Septien with the extra point try. Charlie Waters puts it down. The kick is up and good. So it's a 14-7 football game. 4 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the opening period. That catch by Pearson reminded me a lot of a catch that Pearson made against the Rams in a playoff game several years ago. Pass that
he made one there and one against the Redskins last year right before the half.
I'm hurting in places I didn't know I had. They got me doing things I never thought I could. Feeling good and feeling strong. Part of something I belong.
The Army can make you feel a lot of ways. Challenged, trained, and proud.
With this time, with these people, with this feeling good. Feeling good.
Now? Conoco's best motor oil was tested to see how well it protected against engine wear.
The test? Yeah.
It was used in a fleet of hard-driving delivery vans in the city and highway conditions.
Last one.
The results? After 50,000 miles, all engine parts inspected showed
Good.
no significant wear.
Good.
By new generation all season, protects against engine wear from Conoco, hottest brand going.
Next Saturday, see the hottest wheels in Atlantic City as the battle of the NFL cheerleaders continues. Next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Septien ready to kick off. The rain, for the most part, appears to have stopped. But it is a cold, chilly afternoon, and the field is pretty thoroughly soaked. Roy Green is deep, so is Willard Harrell. Keep in mind, Green ran one back 106 yards here last year. And that is Green out to the 26-yard line and tied an all-time NFL record for the longest kickoff return, 106, for number 25, Roy Green of the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, the Cowboys haven't stopped the Cardinals yet. They've had the football twice, scored two touchdowns, scored them quickly.
That was a big drive by Dallas also, Frank. They got 2 touchdowns behind quickly and drove about 75 yards for that one. So they're back in the ball game. It's going to be a game of big plays.
We've seen several already. Officials have the ball marked at the 27-yard line of the St. Louis Cardinals. Wayne Morris, Dallas product, Southern Methodist University, playing before a lot of his friends here, taking the carry, 2 yards. It'll be second down 8. I imagine Amy Staubach was concerned about Mel Gray prior to the game again.
Amy is retired, Frank.
She is retired. Batting 500 on the year, we might say. At least for another 4 years. Second down 6. St. Louis from its 29-yard line. Hart, sideline throw out to Gray. And Benny Barnes over to make the stop at the 36-yard line. Looks like he has just about enough for the first down.
I think he missed it by about a yard, Frank. That tape is, the chain was back, but the officials are told when there's a close play on the sidelines, move those chains away, but that marker, they have another yard to go.
That's become a very handy thing to see, that red marker that is on the ground on the white backdrop over there as one of the Cardinals was shaken up. And Gray?
Gray's the one that's shaken up.
It'll be a third down, less than a yard needed for the first down. Gray, keep in mind, and we should have pointed it out after his first catch, the big one for the touchdown, has now caught passes in 100 consecutive games. That is still not an NFL record because Harold Carmichael is at 122 and counting. And Danny Abramowitz, who used to be with the Saints, now retired, is at 105. And Mel can catch him before the season is out. But Gray will come out limping slightly.
He's walking gingerly. It looks like that left leg, or either that or groin.
See if we can pick it up on this replay.
Well, it's just a quick sideline pass. Benny Barnes hits Gray, knocks him out of bounds. Right here.
A Nothing really unusual about the tackle.
No, he lands on those legs, though. Looks like he lands on them.
Third down, 1. Cardinals go with a double tight end setup from their 36-yard line. Fumble. Loose football in there. If St. Louis recovered, I'm sure they got the first down because Anderson fumbled the ball forward.
Referee's pointing towards the Dallas goal, so it looks like St. Louis has the ball.
And probably will have the first down because Anderson looked like he did fumble it forward. But they're going to measure, I think. Let's see. No, they're going to say it's fourth down, and they did not get it. So the punting units come on for both sides. Atlanta having a tough time with the New Orleans Saints still winless. That's at halftime. Atlanta leading by 3. Saints got to win one sooner or later. We keep saying. Larry Swider's punt.
Well, he gets a lot in that.
We got a flag before the ball was snapped.
Yeah, that's clock was down to 0, but
delay of game is the preliminary indication. So they'll move the Cardinals back another 5 and make them punt it again. Swider, former kicker for the Detroit Lions, who was picked up early this year, and the Lions put him on waivers, and has done a fine job handling the Cardinals punting. That's our first penalty of the day.
Delay of the game. Offense number 10, fourth down.
Chuck Eberling, the referee, giving you the call. Swider will now stand back on his 15-yard line. And the Cowboys are going to go with double safeties this time. Roland Solomon is back there with Jones.
He gets another one. That's another beauty.
Back at the 15, 20. Jones trying to cut back inside. Goes down at the 25. He got all of that one. So Dallas will put it in play at their 25-yard line. We still have 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the opening period of play.
Here's Jones again. Randy Love, number 40, is down. He's disappointed he doesn't make this tackle. Right there, he misses it, but Jones gets back. It's tough to cut right there. That's where the footing is precarious, and of course Rod Phillips makes the tackle, number 36.
First and 10, Cowboys at their 25. They trail 14-7 as the Cardinals jumped out with 14 quick points. That last drive, the first time the Cowboys have been able to stop the Cardinals. Dorsett has been running hard across the 30-yard line out to the 31. Bob Pollard, number 82, the Cardinal defensive end of the stop. You know, Tony this year is trying to become the first back in NFL history to gain 1,000 yards rushing his first 4 years in the league. And he needs to average right under 60 yards a game the rest of the way to reach that mark. Cleveland in front of Pittsburgh in that big game in the AFC Central. That is also a halftime score. And Pittsburgh obviously needs it rather badly. Second down, 4. Dallas from the 30. Again, Dorsett. I'll tell you, he is lucky he ducked right there because Calvin Favron nearly took his head off.
He almost put Dorsett on the sidelines that time.
That is not Dorsett. That's 23. James Jones who just came in.
Dorsett got up the last play and was feeling his ribs, and he went out. So James Jones is in there, number 23.
He's the rookie kick returner. Cowboys now with a 3rd and 3, and they bring in Preston Pearson. It looks like they're going to their third down passing offense.
It's a passing. Anything above 2, Dallas throws on third down normally. There's a run.
Inside handoff to James Jones. Jones picks up the first down, goes out of bounds at the 37. Carl Allen, number 27, coming up from the secondary to shove him out.
That's an excellent play. It's used a lot. It's a run off the shotgun. Bob Pollard, number 82, and here got Tom Rafferty, 64, and Herb Scott, 68, pulling. But Pollard has the only one has a chance for that, and of course Herb Scott, number 68, makes an excellent play. Now Jones, all he has to do is get the first down. He does it.
53 seconds left to play in the opening period. St. Louis leading 14-7. Dallas with a 1st and 10 from their 36. White back to throw it. Over the middle, wide open is Jay Saldi, the tight end. That's good for 10. And looks like another Dallas first down at the 48.
Well, St. Louis is really trying some different looks. They've got their 3-man rush in again. 4 linebackers. They're trying to stop the pass. Dallas, with the last series, and of course that pass, have been throwing at will against St. Louis. And I'm sure they're going to be trying some different odds and ends, but right now they're using a 3-man rush again.
Cowboys had their best rushing game last week against the Giants, 239 yards. Eagles are jumping on the Redskins.
Oh, I thought that would be a tough one. Vermeil has never beaten Washington in Washington, but right now he's ahead 17-0.
They're playing the best football in the NFL. Timeout. Called by the Cowboys.
Now there's a mix-up over there, and that's something that's costly. There's only 3 seconds left in the quarter, so there's no reason for the timeout. The clock had gone down to 0, and White didn't want the penalty, but it cost you a timeout before the half. You could use that timeout in a 2-minute period, especially the second half. You don't want to lose a timeout. And last week it hurt them. They lost a timeout, and it affected them towards the end of the game.
Tom Landry now 1 win behind Don Shula on the all-time NFL list. He's won 179 games as Dallas head coach. Right now he is 4th on the all-time list. If he catches Shula, he would move behind only George Halas and Curly Lambeau. Of course, we figured it out. If Landry wants to catch George Halas, he has to average 10 victories a year for the next 14 years. I don't think he's going to be around that long. Which tells you a lot about what Halas has done down through the years. We might also point out that Cowboy defensive tackle Larry Bethea is not here today. He's home with his family in Newport News, Virginia. His sister, his 21-year-old sister, died on Wednesday morning after a lengthy illness. So our sympathy certainly goes out to the Cowboys' backup defensive lineman, Larry Bethea. 3 seconds to go in the first period. Cowboys 1st and 10 at their 49. Drew Pearson wide to the right side. Tony Hill is split to the left. Billy Joe Dupree there in the wingback position. Now Dupree starts in motion across the backfield. And off to Dorsett, who is back in there. Across the 50 down to the 49 or 48, and that'll do it as far as the first quarter is concerned. Officials won't have far to move the football here.
That is the signal indicating
Gun indicating that the first period is history here at Texas Stadium this afternoon in the battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the St. Louis Cardinals. And the Cardinals on 2 quick strikes leading the Cowboys 14-7. We'll be back after this.
Here's another Radio Shack Christmas gift idea. This year, thrill the kids with our amazing radio control toys on the track, obstacle course, or off the road. You control all the action with a radio transmitter, drive a race car, or a 4-wheeler, command a tank. There's even a robot. Excitement for kids and grown-ups, too. 15 different toys priced $11.95 to $59.95. The amazing radio control toys from Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
Alcoa can't wait.
If you've ever wondered how something so big got off the ground, part of the answer is light, strong aluminum. Aluminum's high strength and light weight made modern aviation possible. Aluminum is important to most forms of transportation because taking the weight off planes and trucks, and now cars, saves fuel. Aluminum in transportation can be an energy saver today.
We can't wait. We can't wait for tomorrow. Alcoa can't wait.
Introducing the totally new Lynx from Lincoln Mercury. Lynx is not only the most fuel-efficient American-built wagon, Lynx is the first one with front-wheel drive and fully independent suspension. Starting today, the world belongs to an American car. Starting today, The world belongs to Lynx.
The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Ford Trucks. The trucks built Ford tough and built for fuel economy. And by Alcoa, producer of energy-saving aluminum.
Frank Labor along with Roger Staubach back at Texas Stadium. Start of the second period. Cowboys have the football, 2nd and 7 from the St. Louis 49-yard line. They trail 14-7. Ron Springs is into the fullback position now. Danny White trying to set up that middle screen to Springs, which scored last week. Down to the 40, down to the 33-yard line. Well, one thing you figure that the Cardinals had to have scouted was this play after it went 58 for a score last week against the Giants.
Well, again, you use it. When you have something good, you got to keep using it. Again, St. Louis has a rush coming here. Arneson, number 57, is coming also. So there's a 4-man rush with the linebacker, 3-down lineman, and Spring catches it in the middle. You got Fitzgerald, you got Rafferty, and you also have Scott blocking downfield. So it's an excellent play against that 3-man rush, and especially good if you blitz that linebacker.
Another first down for the Cowboys at the St. Louis 32-yard line as they go to tie up this football game. White back to throw it. Protection is good. Looks over the middle. He's got Tony Hill at the 25, and Hill close to another first down and may have it at the 22-yard line.
Well, White did a great job there. His main receiver was Butch Johnson. Butch was running a 12-yard sideline pass off the play action fake, and Butch slipped down. White came back to an alternate receiver. It was Tony Hill, hooked over the middle.
And Hill getting up a little bit slowly. We got word, by the way, from the Cardinals bench that Mel Gray has a sprained ankle but is expected to return. 1st and 10. Dallas at the St. Louis 22-yard line early in the second period. Cowboys with the number 3 offense in the NFC. Neither team has had trouble moving the football. Dorsett, 20, 15, and down to the 12, the 11-yard line. 11 yards. And looks like another Dallas first down. This may be close enough for measurement. Official timeout being called. Dorsett is running as tough as he's run all year.
He's running well. He ran for 183 last week against New York, and he hasn't stopped yet.
That was the second highest rushing total of his career. He went 206 one day against the Philadelphia Eagles. He's had a big day against the Cardinals in the past. In fact, he gained 154 in St. Louis in '78.
He's got Springs leading for him, number 20. Jim Cooper makes a nice block, but Springs is a lead block. He gets him to the outside. He's also got Butch Johnson picking up people downfield, and he's running hard and gets about 10 yards.
The ball is at the 11-yard line. It is 1st and goal to go. And the officials talking things over. No penalty flags down. No indication of what might be a problem, if there is any.
I think maybe one of the officials is maybe he's just feeling bad or something. And
now, they don't have an alternate official at all these games, do they? I mean, usually that's just for playoff games. If a guy does come down. Well, let's see if he's going to tell us about it. Chuck Eberling is the referee.
I'm sure they have somebody to alternate.
Yeah, the alternate official is in the stands and doesn't dress unless needed. We're ready to go to play now. 1st and 10. Cowboys at the St. Louis 11-yard line. Drew Pearson wide to the left side. Tony Hill is split to the right. Ron Springs and Dorsett in the backfield behind Danny White. Cowboys trail 14-7. Pearson, the man in motion. White floats it in the end zone, and it is almost intercepted. Almost complete, too, as a matter of fact. Looked like Billy Joe Dupree and Pearson got a little mixed up on their routes.
Well, Drew Pearson was clearing out to the downside, deep in the end zone, and Springs was out in the flat. Billy Joe Dupree was coming across the field, and just because of the play was late, that they kind of got stuck back there in the court of the end zone. But Ken Stone, I don't think, sees the ball, because Stone had a chance for an interception right here. White was throwing it to Dupree, but watch Stone, number 23. He doesn't see, he runs by Dupree, and of course Dupree had a chance to catch that.
Billy Joe looked like it was almost too hot to handle. He saw Pearson in back of it. Here's Dorsett down to the 10, running hard to the 6-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5 from the 6. Cowboys could pick up another first down. If they
Dorsett is, again, is having some problems with ribs. He hurt him a few weeks back. He's been wearing a flak jacket, but evidently he's getting popped in the same area again, and that's bothering him.
And he's been off to a great start running the football this afternoon. He's picked up 48 yards rushing on 10 carries, averaging almost 5 yards per carry. He was hurt against Philadelphia earlier this year and got those ribs banged up pretty good. Started using the flak jacket. Missed one ball game as a result of it. And obviously he's got some problems right now. 12 minutes and 16 seconds left to play in the first half here at Texas Stadium. Cardinals still lead the Cowboys 14-7.
When I was coaching, I was the boss. I used to feed them, dress them, get them to bed on time. Now I treat them to our favorite beer, right?
Light beer from Miller.
Light's got a third less calories than the regular beer. And what else?
It's less filling, Red.
And they really like the taste. Another beer, anyone?
Yeah, do it.
What's the magic word?
Please.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
I'm Joe Duncan, State Farm agent, Cincinnati, Ohio, speaking for thousands of State Farm agents around the country. You know, there are a lot of reasons why people come to State Farm agents and stick with State Farm agents year after year. I think one of the big reasons is service. State Farm built its reputation on service. People expect it, they are paying for it, and we deliver.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'd like to know what they got called here. They got something.
And we're back once again. 3rd down, 5 needed for the first down, 6 for the touchdown. Like to venture a guess what...
Well, if you're scouting Dallas, you've got to be alert for Dupree, either on a turn in or a turn out around the goal line. But again, there's a lot of alternatives, but the tight end's been their #1 receiver down here.
Springs hammered, did not hang on to the football.
Well, that's a great play by Carl Allen. I don't know if Springs would have had the first down anyway, but he popped him just as the ball got there and caused the incompletion.
So that'll set up 4th and 5 for the Cowboys from the 6-yard line.
What they were trying to do is shield off the cornerback that time. He came up in a zone type defense and was holding that area, and they're trying to shield him off and get the running back just past him for the touchdown, but Carl Allen did an excellent job.
23-yard field goal attempt for Septien, who is 8 out of 13 this year. Kick is good. And the Cowboys get 3 points out of the 75-yard drive. And with 11 minutes and 46 seconds still left to play in the first half here at Texas Stadium, the Cowboys have come back from 14-0 to 14-10. St. Louis still leads.